Hey, in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to make this table.
This is a herringbone dining table with metal legs and a hardwood top.
I'm going to use 12mm ply as the base of my table, and I'm going to oversize it to begin with and then cut it down again to my desired size once I've got the herringbone design on there. I'm going to use a track saw to do it, which is a good alternative to a table saw if you don't have one, and it gives you straight, accurate cuts.
I'll need to connect two tracks together to make my cut.
Slide them together and secure.
Mark out the rough size of your table on the base. Line up the track of your saw and clamp in place.
Put a clamp on both ends of the track.
Set the depth of your track saw. You'll want about a tooth step sticking past the material. This will prevent kickback and tear up. Once you've got one length, go ahead and repeat the process. You'll then have the base of your tabletop.
So that's the easy bit done. Next we've got a layout for our herringbone design. I'm going to be using these boards, which actually started off life as solid wood flooring. And I did that because it's much cheaper to buy this, remove the tongue and groove, than it is to buy oak boards.
Find the center on both the top and the bottom of your table and draw a line. Measure the width of your board, mine are 10 centimeters, take a third of this measurement and draw another line to the side of the center line. Grab a square and draw a 45-degree line from the center. Your first board should be placed with the corner where the diagonal line meets the second line. It's always best to do a dry run before fixing anything down, just so you can make sure you're happy with your pattern. I use a high-strength grab adhesive to glue the boards to the base,
Putting a hefty amount on the back.
and carefully lining up and checking the position before applying pressure. Any boards that overhang the edge, I clamped in place while the glue went off.
All the boards are now glued to the tabletop, and I've left it overnight just to cure properly. We're now going to take it from its oversized dimensions to the size we actually want.
I transferred the line of my base on top of the table and then marked my final size.
I did this so I could cut from the top down to get a cleaner cut on the oak boards, using the track saw again to make my cuts. So that's the table cut to final size. We're now going to flip it over, we're going to put some legs on it, we're going to put some braces in the center, and we're going to cover any edges. When we do flip it over, we'll have the tabletop facing down, so to stop it getting any scratches, I'm going to put a towel down on my bench.
Mark where you want your legs to be and lift into place.
Using tape, I marked the center of the legs so I could align them with the center of the table. It's a good idea to clamp the legs so they don't move around when fitting to the table.
Make a small pilot hole in the base and be careful not to go all the way through. Then screw into place. Just go slow and check the boards regularly to make sure you haven't gone too far.
For the brace, I made a small frame from CLS, which was then glued into place with the same grab adhesive. The brace will help the table feel more sturdy and stop it twisting over time. I drew a line down the center of the base and one either side to help me position the brace squarely in the middle, making sure it's correct before pressing down. Took me longer than expected.
Cut some strip wood for the edge of the table, put some glue on the back and hammer in place using some lost head nails.
Just a couple of things left to do and then we're done. I'm going to give it a light sanding just to get rid of any high spots, and I'm going to go over it with some liming wax.
Using 120 grit paper and an orbital sander, go over the top and sides of the table. Apply a light coat of wax in line with the grain, leave for 15 minutes, then buff out. Repeat until you're happy with the result.
And that's the table complete. If only I had some place to sit. These benches were made the exact same way, just with shorter legs and a smaller base. If you've enjoyed this video, give us a like, don't forget to subscribe, and if there's something you want to see built, let us know in the comments.